Hello and welcome to the new type of video. It's called Frog Appendix, and the reason why is because this is an appendix video to the other videos that are already on the channel, and in particular to the Frog manual series. As these kits are tested, used and so on, there are some fields for improvement identified, and obviously the conversion design is a bit changing to make it better and better every time I recognize such an area. I want to show you some change that happened for all the conversions for the rifles. This is for the last stage of the assembly when we are finishing the hose. So you see we have here this nice VFC Gen 3 GBBR M4. Obviously it already has the conversion mounted. You see I'm assembling the hose right now, and I will be assembling a pistol grip. This time it's a nice Magpul Maui K2+. The video is not related with the pistol grip itself, but with this particular part. In the kit right now the sleeve has this kind of spring on one end, and this is added to protect against bending and breaking the hose when it exits the pistol grip. So I will show you how to assemble it, and because of this there are different sleeves in the kit, meaning there is one of the bigger width and two identical smaller width sleeves. Previously each one of them was of different size, so big, medium and small. Right now we have just the big and two medium. So let's go. Let's unpack this nice grip. Obviously I need to modify it. I need to drill the hole here and something to let the hose out through the bottom the classic way. So I'll do it off screen, but before I do it I'll show you one more thing. When you are using real steel pistol grips for the VFCs, remember that here there is a hole for the spring. I actually have this spring here, and this is the spring that pushes on the pin for the fire selector. So normally the spring is here in this hole, and in stock VFCs you see that the pistol grip is flat on top, while the real steel one has a hole here. So if you put the spring in, it will fall in here and it will not keep selector switching from position to position. So I already patched it up with some stiff material, yeah, and this will support the spring. In the WE the spring is longer, so you don't need to do it, or in VFC you can replace the spring if you happen to have one. But anyway, let's get to the point. So I need to modify the pistol grip, and I will be back in a moment. So now when I have the pistol grip in place, you know, I just drilled it through, nothing fancy, screwed it, put the spring for the fire selector in, the regular way, no change till now. Now I take the sleeve with the spring and I put it spring first on the hose, and I move it into the position. Now probably you start to understand what will be the point. I want to have it like this, that the spring partially will be inside of the pistol grip, and when it bends here the spring protects it against breaking the hose. Yeah, for the moment let's move it a bit back. Then I take this black protective sleeve and I slide it over, and I position it more or less in half of the spring, yeah, so like this. And I want to shrink this tube here. Okay, and after I did it, I want to slide this back into the pistol grip, and depending on your pistol grip and your liking, you can leave like half of the spring outside or maybe a little more. I will leave a little more so that also this shrinking tube is exposed a bit, because here I have the cap for it, yeah, so I want the cap to catch also on that sleeve to cancel any wobble, but I will assemble it a bit later. After I put it in the position, I stretch out the sleeve. After I stretch the sleeve, I cut off the rest of the hose, like 5 millimeters from the tip of the sleeve, and I can move it back, and I need to put on the second part of the medium size heat shrinking tube. Just leave it this way, and I will take my US type connector and I will put the nut first, Then I need to squeeze in the connector like this, and I can screw the nut. Obviously use some tool, and you don't need to go all the way, yeah? So I just screwed it so that like millimeter space is left here. The next step will be to apply some glue, like this quick drying Loctite or super glue, whatever you call it. I apply it here and I slide the sleeve over it. This is to, let's say, hold it in place properly. And then I slide this remaining part of the heat shrinking tube onto the quick connector. This part actually is like the regular assembly. Now I need to shrink it. Okay, then this tip I leave for the moment and I move back here. I need to stretch it nicely, yeah, so that the sleeve is not loose, so I push it a bit in. Seems okay. And to prevent the spring and the sleeve moving on the hose, I will apply a dot of glue deep into the pistol grip where the heat shrinking tube ends, to basically secure it in place. Okay, and the last part that I need to assemble to the hose is this big size shrinking tube. I need to open it and I slide it over the connector from the front like this. And again I shrink it into position, but not obscuring the tip that goes into the female socket. And my connector is ready. Obviously, depending on the type of pistol grip you use, this assembly could be tiny bit different, but you get the general idea. Now I will take this cap that I have here, I will put it in place, and my assembly is complete. I am left with these 3 tiny worm screws that go into the holes here, this hole, and on the other side there are 2 holes to secure the trigger guard in place, but this is the part of their standard assembly, so I'll leave it out for this particular video. So you've seen how the hose assembly was improved by adding the spring that prevents bending permanently the hose, like breaking it on the exit from the pistol grip. This is again applicable to all rifle conversions, so WE M4s, 416s, all the VFC M4s and 416s, SR25s from VFC, HK 417s, all of them, yeah? So all of them have now this upgrade, which make them much more robust. All the future releases will also feature this, but it will be explained in the appropriate videos that will come in future. And this video will be linked in the assembly guides for the older conversion types. I will not record them again, but I will link them there. And that's it for now. So thank you so much for watching. Leave me your comments with the feedbacks. Leave likes, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that we can stay in touch and you can learn more about the GBBRs, HPA GBBRs, and everything that will come onto the channel. And the next thing that will come very soon is a premiere of new system, so stay tuned. Thank you very much again, and may the power of GBBR be with you.